Hi, I'm Noni V, Creative Director of Noni V's Kitchen. You're welcome to my channel. So today we are talking about white stock. The various type of white stock we have, the ingredient needed in making white stock, and the importance of having white stock in our meal, or in meal production, or in meal cooking. So let's start off with what is white stock. White stock is a very fundamental ingredient in making meals. It could be used for making soups, could be used for making sauces. White stock sometimes is used interchangeably with broths. In preparation of broth and stock, the only difference is that broth involves the animal flesh and the bone, while stock involves just the bone of the animal. Ingredients needed for preparation of white stock. The most important ingredient needed in preparation of white stock here is just your bone. Any bone of your choice. When I mean by any bone of your choice, could be chicken bone, could be cow bone, could be goat bone, any animal of your choice, just the bone. You need onion, you need celery, you need carrots, then water. These are the most important ingredients in making stocks. Other ingredients that may be needed for making this stock could be the aromats. All those herbs and spices are added and adds flavor to a meal. That are called aromats. So let's name the aromats that may be needed in making stocks, not just white stock. You need aromats like bayleave, you need peppercorn, you need garlic, you need the tomatoes. Some stocks involves the use of tomatoes, so you need parsley, etc. Let me show you the meat. This is bone from cow. This has already been washed with salt and water. So this bone, you see, is very fresh. See the color, pinkish, like kind of a little bit of pinkish color. The color is bright, it's not dark, it's not dull. You understand? So this is the meat to be using for white stock. You can actually use chicken for this, but I'm making use of meat. I'm making use of cow meat. So these are. So here we have a carrot, washed and cut, and this is our bay leaf. Two bay leaf. This is onion. So here I'm using dried thyme. I don't have fresh thyme, so I'm making some dried thyme. So this is a peppercorn. Let me show you. Let me bring closer and show you. This is black peppercorn. I'm using about 10 pieces for this. So the next step is just to start the cooking process. So here I've put some clean water in a pot. So I'm going to allow it to boil before adding the meat. So the next step is just to blanch the meat. By blanch, I'm going to immerse the bone into the hot water, and I'll allow it to heat for like 45 minutes before I continue with the cooking. The main purpose of doing this is just to remove all the grease, the fatty content, the scum. Is boiling, so this is time to add the carcass so that it will blanch. Remember, the reason for blanching this is that we need the stock to be as clear as possible. It needs to be clear as possible. See, now immediately we added the flows of oil, and so allow this to boil up so we can then wash it off with cold water. Then we start off with the cooking process. See, it's boiling already and there is no need to turn. So the next step is just to wash it off. Our pot. So this pot is going to use it further cooking. Make sure it's properly rinsed. Step is to rinse our meat. Let me put it back to the pot before adding water. And this is it. So add water. The water to add should be enough to cover the meat. Then you allow it to come to a boil. I'm going to cover this and allow it to boil in 45 minutes. Then when it's ready by that 45 minutes, I'll add all other ingredients for cooking. It will simmering. I'm going to reduce it to simmering. So it's time to add. First, we start with our carrots. And the onion. Then the rest. Allow it to simmer. As it's boiling, if there's any scum, just remove it. So after cooking for 45 minutes, you remove the bones from the stock. Then you allow the stock to cool before pouring it in the container for preservation. You can actually leave this stock in the fridge for as long as you want. It can be used for making any kind of meal that you wish for. So this is me just removing the bones. Then after removing the bone, you just sieve. Please do not leave the bone inside the stock water while allowing it to get cold, because the bone is still going to suck up the nutrients, the flavors again. So this is me sieving out the rest of the ingredients, because the thing is that this thyme that you're seeing here, I should have tied it up and formed a bouquet garni. There's something called bouquet garni, but due to I do not have things to tie it up, I just had to put it that way. So it's optional. So this is our clear white stock. You can use for making all kinds of meal as you wish. See how clear it looks, because everything has been sieved out. Your stock water is ready for cooking. So let's talk about this process that you just went through. You notice clearly that I did not add salt to this stock. I did not flavor it with salt. That add seasoning cube to it. It is not needed. Not that it cannot be added, but it's not needed. Reason being that you are still going to use this stock to make different dishes. So you need that leverage of seasoning our meals the way we want. So if you have to add salt now, it may affect the quantity of salt you are going to add on your food while cooking, or it may affect the quantity of seasoning cube you are going to add to your soup or your food while cooking. And if you observe carefully, you notice that we did not add more or much aromatics in this. The reason being that we do not want it to overpower the flavor of the stock. We want everything to be equal. We want the flavor to be equal. You don't want any particular flavor to overpower the rest of the stock water. Then if you also watch, you see, did not add what's the name? Celery. You did not add celery. Celery is optional, but celery is important. The reason why I did not add celery to this is because I could not find celery at the market. But you can still make do with what you have. It's not a must that all your ingredients must be available before you make your stock water. The most important ingredient that you need for making this stock water is your onion and your carrots. Your onion and carrots give the best flavor for making this stock water. So now we are in the last phase of this discourse, the importance of having your stock water in cooking. The number one importance of having your stock water available while cooking is just flavor profile. It boosts your flavor profile of your meal. Instead of adding more stock cube, you're adding more stock water with less stock cube. Instead of adding more water to your cooking, instead of adding that more water, you add your stock water. So it just boosts the flavor of your meal. It gives it a distinct flavor and taste. Other important point to note while making your white stock: if you do not have all these spice, you can just add your mixed spice. Your mixed spice with your carrot and onion is a nice combo in making your white stock. So far, it does not colorize your stock. Remember, it's white stock. Reason for being white stock is that it's not colored, it's white. But we have other aspects of stock. You have brown stocks too. You have vegetable stocks too. So you have different types of stock. So with this, we've come to the end of making white stock. See, I have mine here. So feel free to make yours too. These have been put in the fridge, as I stayed in the fridge a day. So you can store in the fridge, you can store in the freezer, and we use it for making subsequent meals. So thank you for being part of this journey with me, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Please like, subscribe, and refer people to my channels. Thank you so much for being part of this story. And have a nice day. Bye.